storytelling, transformative story arcs, ways to make sure that your character can transform properly, how it's done in Naruto and in One Piece. We're also going to be talking about storytelling techniques to make sure that your characters are interesting and engaging and dynamic. And so we're going to give people a chance to get in here. But we spoke about the flow of character transformation from pre-contemplation all the way to maintenance in storytelling and story structure. So let's give folks a chance to get up in here. Hello, Art Boy. How you doing, man? Hi, Haven. How you doing? Chat, let's get the live to 2,000 likes, chat. 2,000 likes. Let's get to 2,000 likes. Daxter, what is up? Rainbow of Darkness, how's it going? Hi, Daniel. How you doing? WPFP. The like goal is 2,000 likes, chat. We're going to be talking about storytelling today. I'm going to be answering all your questions. I'm going to be giving you examples from hit stories, from all sorts of cool series. Just call me Daniel. I did call you Daniel, man. What's up? Hi, Omega C. Hi, AJ. What's up? 2,000 likes, chat. That's the goal. 2,000 likes. 2,000 likes. And we're going to be talking about storytelling. I've been meaning to be live on YouTube more anyway, and this is kind of just the perfect time to get it done. So please share with me all of your questions about storytelling. I'm excited to answer all of your wonderful, 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 wonderful questions. Hi, Mason. How do I write a backstory for my characters? Ooh, that's a great question. Make sure you guys are liking the live. Once we get to 20 likes, I see 5 on my screen. I don't really know how it works on YouTube. I only see 6. I don't know how that works. I don't know if they're individual. I don't know if it works like TikTok. How do I write a backstory for my character? I just seen you, by the way. Hello, Not Too Much. How are you, sir? It's good to see you. I see 7 likes. W. Let's keep going. I see 8 likes. Love to see it. Yeah, I don't know how this works. I'm wondering if it's like everybody's like only counts as 1 like, or probably that's how it works, right? A like literally just went away, so I don't know how that works. It's not like TikTok. This works like how you'd like a video. Okay, that's good to know. What is this? Start a poll. Ooh, that's cool. Yes, everyone like is 1. Okay, that's good to know then. So we have 12 viewers, so then we should have 12 likes, right? All right, so what are we talking about today, chat? What storytelling questions do you want to talk about? Yeah, everyone's like is 1. I think it's individual. Okay, W. Hi, Matthew. Real. So before, what we spoke about is transformation, getting a character from their pre-contemplation all the way to maintenance, and how that flows down. Our boy says backstory. What else do you guys want to... Do you have any other thoughts? Make me a mod. You know what? I will. How do I do that? Click your name. There we go. How do you write a personality? Ooh, I like that one too. I'm here. Hello there. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Please like the live if you're in here. What's a good theme if someone's trying to become a true king? Ooh. Hi, Plasma. How you doing? Okay, so today, let's go ahead and talk about story structure. Let's just stay on task of story structure, right? And hopefully that helps with background story and themes and things like that. So when you are plotting out your story, chat, this is going to be so important, so please pay attention because this is going to help you write your story. If you're in the live, please like the live. We want to get to 24 likes. We have 10 so far. We can get to 24. So One Piece, Naruto, the hit stories, right? They follow a 3-act structure. And they mix it with the Japanese structure. But we're just going to talk about the 3-act. And I'm going to show you each part of a 3-act structure. And I'm going to explain to you why they are important. So a moment ago, we talked about the transformative arc, right? We spoke about the transformative arc and how that transformative arc works. So we did a whole explanation on that. And now we're going to talk about what goes into those transformative arcs, to those sections of the arc. So actually, I'm going to have to make this a little bit smaller so that we have room. So Act 1, Act 2, and then we're going to do Act 3. And we're just going to give ourselves a little bit more room here. So now I'm going to show you guys. We're going to discuss exactly how this goes on when you are working on your story. And if you get a little bit confused along the way, just shout out and give me a call and I will totally take a look for you. In fact, I'm going to get my iPad up and I'm going to log in to my YouTube, my other account, and I'm going to join this live stream from my other account so that I can see your comments in real time. Chat, we're at 12 likes. There's 16 viewers. I know we can get 16 likes. Hello. Okay, let's see. So there's a live stream. There we go. So if I join, I should be able to see the chat. Perfect. I can see the chat, so I can see exactly what you guys are saying as we talk. Make me mod. How do I write a personality? I'm here. Wait, I can just download the video later. How do I approach mystery structure? Oh, I love that question, Matthew. Let's talk about that next. How do I write hyper or nervous MC? I love that. Hello, Kyujiro Miringoku. Welcome to the live. Today, Michael will be doing storytelling questions. Thank you so much, Mason. I'm doing great. Graduating in 2 months. Congrats, Plasma. I'm proud of you. I feel like I've known you for, what, 3 years now, and now you're graduating. How do you write like a chill MC without them having no personality? Okay, so let's just talk about the basic story structure, and then we're totally gonna get into how do you do all that. So when you're writing a story, chat, this is so important because story structure is the downfall of so many indie storytellers. It is the true downfall. And a lot of people don't understand that Oda and Kishimoto, everybody wants to be gay, Oda and Kishimoto, all them, but nobody wants to do the work that is involved in getting to that point. So this is how story structure works. You have a hook. You have a development or the exposition. You have the inciting event. And then you have the first plot point. Okay? And then you have the first pinch point. You have the midpoint. You have the second pinch point. You have the third plot point. You have the climax. And of course, you have the resolution. All the hit stories that you know about have these things. And if you want to write a transformative story arc like we did over here, you're going to at some point need to understand these things. I know it seems like a lot, but trust me, chat. I finished my first chapter. It got amazing reviews. And it's well written. And it's because I followed structure. So it's so important that we follow structure, that we understand structure. So what's happening here? So let's do a thing. I'm going to keep it as simple as we can keep it. We see the character status quo. What is there? This is the setup of the story. This is setting us up for the story. The story hasn't really started yet. This is the setup. This is where the story actually starts. So now conflict is rising. So this is where the character transforms. And they begin to reject their old world view. And then in the third arc, this is the transformation. They've already transformed. They're all transformed and changed. So they take on a new perspective and they reflect. That is what's happening in story structure. So you want to remember this. This is what the hits do. So whether you're using Kisho Tenketsu or whatever, you want to remember that it's about transformation. That's all. So that's a good way to kind of start off this topic. Now, if you're going to write mystery writing, so how do you write a mystery? First, you must understand three things. You must understand mystery, suspense, and thriller. These are the things that you are going to want to know if you're going to write some mystery. One Piece has mystery, Naruto has mystery, JJK has mystery. Most hit shonen stories have some mystery in it. So if you're going to be writing a shonen story, you're going to want to know some stuff about mystery. Are you guys following me? Are you following me, chat? Please, if you're joining the live, drop a like. So a mystery is when a character and the audience, are trying to find out what happened. What happened? Suspense is when a character and audience are trying to find out what will happen. And then thriller is when the character and audience watch what is happening. If you're going to write a shonen story, you're going to need to understand these things. Mystery, what happened? I'm going to circle these for you. Mystery, what happened? Suspense, what will happen? A thriller, what is happening? Very essential. So then how do you set up a mystery? In order to set up a mystery, you do one thing. You raise a question. That is how you create a mystery. You raise a question. You ask the audience to answer a question. What is the One Piece? Who is behind Toby's mask? How do you defeat Sukuna? You must ask a question if you're going to create a mystery. And then you leave clues. That's step 2. You ask a question and you leave clues to the answer. Number 3, you lie. You have to tell your audiences a lie if you're going to do a mystery. Let them think that they know the answer. Number 4, you misdirect. You give them something that they think will be the answer. So for example, if my story is about who the killer is, I'm going to introduce someone who looks menacing and evil and who's mean to everyone. Except that's not the killer. I'm misdirecting. And then number 5, you give a plot twist. And then right at the end, you give the answer. It's an easy way to craft a mystery. So you raise a question, you leave clues, you lie to the audience, you misdirect them with someone else, you throw in a plot twist, and bam, you give them the answer. So what about suspense? What about suspense? How do you write suspense? So suspense is when the audience is trying to figure out what will happen, right? So the idea is to make the audience anxious. Suspense is when you make the audience anxious for an answer to something. That's what suspense is all about. Hello, chat. If you're joining, please like the live. We have 13 so far. So how do you make the audience anxious? Here's some ways you can do that. 1, you decrease time. We have 10 minutes before the bomb blows up, right? We have until the end of the year to master all 4 elements, right? We have 10 minutes before the sun comes up and an explosion happens. So a great way to increase suspense is by decreasing time. Number 2, another good way to increase suspense is that you make use of the unknown. There's a shadowy figure hiding behind a tree. There's the character hears a noise in another room. There is someone who taps the character on their shoulder and the chapter ends. So when you use the unknown, you create anxiety for the audience. When you decrease time, you create anxiety. Think about this. Let's say you're late for work and suspense is happening, right? You got to be at work in 30 minutes. You get in your car, you start to drive to work, or you're late to school, you're headed to the bus stop. On your way into the car, your shoe rips. So now you got to run back in, find a different pair of shoes, put different pairs of shoes on. You just wasted 5 minutes. You come back out, you get into the car, you realize you didn't get gas, and you're almost on E. You have to go to the gas station. That's 10 minutes you wasted. So now you only have 15 minutes left. And then, as you get back to your car, you see somebody sitting in the back seat. They're all shadowed out. You can't see a face, you can't see their body. Somebody is sitting in your back seat of your car, and you only got 15 minutes left to get to work. And as you walk around, you see that person that was in the back seat turns their head to look at you walking. And as you look into the back seat and you peer into the back seat, you hear a loud noise behind you. You turn around to see what that loud noise was. There's a car accident behind you. It shocks you. You turn back to the car and the person in your back seat, and guess what? The person in the back seat is gone. That is suspense. But guess what? Now you only have 5 minutes left to get to work. So you get back in the car and you're driving down the road, and the car accident has blocked up the road. It's wasting time. So you're like, oh my gosh, I'm about to be late to work. And guess what? With 2 minutes left to get to work, your boss texted you and said, if you're late again this week, John, you're fired. Oh, now we have an issue. So you got 2 minutes left to get to work. You're driving, you're speeding. You're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You look across the street, and that same shadowy figure that was sitting in your back seat is standing across the street, hiding behind a building, staring at you. And as you're driving, you're shocked. And guess what you hear? Whoop, whoop. The police pull up right as you're just in front of your work building with 60 seconds left to spare. And the police comes to your window, said, sir, you're speeding and you're driving erratically. Is everything okay? Your character says like, yes, I'm fine. I just have to go into work. I'm sorry. I was so late. And he's like, well, I'm going to have to give you a ticket. Looks like you're going to be late. And you got 60 seconds left. And guess what? A gunshot goes off. Bam. The officer turns and looks, runs across the street to go see what is happening. And guess what? He left you. You got 30 seconds left. You get out your car, you run into work, and bam, you make it on time. Your character made it on time. That is suspense. You decrease the time. You use the unknown. Also, what you can do is you increase danger. When you ramp up stakes in conflict, suspense also goes up. So what you want to do is you want to get your audience to be so concerned about the outcome of what will happen that they become anxious for the character and they begin to question what will happen. And then you can combine suspense with mystery, right? Because we raise a question. Who is that shadowy figure that was sitting in the back seat, and what do they want? We left a clue. There was a gunshot. We didn't lie and misdirect yet. But then a thriller. How do we do thriller? Let's get to it. Number one, you show the character fighting. The character's in a tussle with that shadowy figure. Dang, I was actually scared. You show the character in a tussle. They made it to work. They're tussling with that shadowy figure. You can't see the shadowy figure's face. We can't really see their body. It's just a shadow. They're fighting. They're in the bathroom. They're fighting. The shadowy figure takes out a blade, stabs the window, almost stabs the character in the face. They're battling. We see this battle play out. The character's running down the hall. They're running away. They're running away. Another way to increase thriller is you decrease space. Humans hate to be stuck in a confined space. So your character's running down the hall. They get into a closet. They slam the closet. They're at work. The closet is cramped. There's stuff all around. The shadowy figure is stabbing the door, trying to get in. We're watching this thriller play out. This mystery, thriller, suspense play out. The character's trying to get away. They climb into the vent. They're climbing to the vent above the hallway, right? So, if we can combine mystery, suspense, and thriller into one, we can create an exciting story that's riveting to the audience, that people will be not be able to put down because of how exciting it is. So when we're writing these mysteries, when we're writing our manga, we want to keep in mind, how can I make this suspenseful? Remember, suspense is when the audience asks what will happen. That's suspense. Mystery is when the audience asked what happened. Thriller is when the audience is watching what is happening. So when we write our manga, when we write our anime, when we write our novels, we want to combine all three of these things into a singular bubble. That's how we get those really suspenseful scenes. Remember at the end of Egghead when there was a countdown before the scientist's message went out? Remember when the Tin Tails was about to transform and they only had a few minutes? Remember when Avatar Aang had until the end of the summer to learn the elements? Remember when the comet happened and they had to act before the comet took place? We're seeing mystery and suspense play out. It's a common storytelling method. So you have to ask yourself, in your storytelling, how are you going to paint mystery and suspense for your audiences to see? How are you going to do that? That's very important for you to ask. Hey, Jazil. All right, what's the next question? What is our next question, chat? Thank you guys so much for joining. Please make sure you like the live. We have 15 likes so far. That is awesome. Hello, Sebastian. I just rewatched Avatar 2, as you should. 15 likes so far. W chat. Shout out to chat. I'm going to put up a little bit of a poll because I want to know. Actually, I'm going to put up a Q&A too. Storytelling. So if you have a question, go ahead and ask. Go ahead and ask the question if you have a question, chat. I'll put it right there on the screen. If you have a question, go ahead and click it. WStream W now. Jazeel, stomach acting up. Hi, Kenny. So we talked about story structure today. We've talked about mystery, suspense, and thriller, and the difference between those two things. How do you write them? What are some easy tips to writing them? Please go ahead and do the Q&A. While we wait for answers for the Q&A to come up, we're going to be talking about the 3 main types of conflict. Oh, foreshadowing. I see. Okay. It's perfect to listen to you while I'm writing my story right now. Hello, Dragon Boy, the artist. So, foreshadowing is a great one. So how do you foreshadow? How to write a theme. Did you guys click the thing? Oh! Do you guys have to click it? How does that work? I don't know. Let me see. I don't see it on my screen. This is my first YouTube live where I'm actually doing stuff. External W Mason. See, you memorized what we talked about. Good job. Lore. Nice. How do you write a chill character without them having no personality? You give them flaws and difficulties. You give them imperfections, right? So they may be chill, but we know that you give them something that they want. And maybe being a chill is just a distraction. Like Neji, he's a chill guy, right? But really, he's chained his family's fate. Sasuke is a chill guy, right? But really, he seeks revenge and is isolating himself. So if you're going to write a chill character, what you need to do is give them a flaw in something that they want, which is hard to get. How do you write a likable character? Ooh, that's a good one. We type what we want. Got it. Yeah, I clicked it. Oh, so you do click it. How to write a coward. You write a coward. It depends on the kind of character coward you're trying to write, right? So obviously a coward is a scary cat. So you just make them scared of stuff. A nice way to write a coward is that you contradict their scariness. So they're scared of stuff unless one thing happens. They have a trigger that makes them no longer scared. For example, Choji. Choji was kind of the timid guy, easygoing guy, but if you called him fat, Choji would act up. So give them an exception. They're a coward, they're scary, but if you say one thing that triggers them, then they're no longer a scary cat. So that's a great way to write a scary cat character. Let's see. Foreshadowing. So how do you foreshadow? So which one do you guys want? Foreshadowing, theme, lore, likable character. Sebastian just asked basically the same question, likable character. Chapter 1 villain. Which one, guys, do you want to start with? All? We can do all, but we got to start with one. If you're in the live, please like the live. We have 18 likes, 16 likes so far, which is awesome. Like Nanga, he was scared unless you insult his teeth, I'm pretty sure. Exactly. Nanga hates when you talk about his gap. Theme. Mine. Theme. Okay, so we got 2 on theme. Foreshadowing, not I want low-key need foreshadow. We got 2 for theme. So the options are, chat, theme, foreshadow, or likable character. Or in chapter 1, villain. And lore. If not lore, I can go for foreshadowing. Because we can get to them all, hopefully, tonight. But we got to start somewhere, right? Okay, Sakura said theme. Chapter 1 villain. Mac. Hi, Mac. Michael always talks about foreshadowing. This is true. I do talk about foreshadowing a lot. So we'll do theme and then foreshadowing. How about that? So how do you foreshadow? And what is foreshadow? Let's talk about it. Foreshadowing is very important in a storytelling, no matter what story you're writing. Seinen, shonen, a novel, whatever. So how do you foreshadow? First, we need to talk about what is foreshadowing. Foreshadowing is preparing the audience this thing is in the way for a future. Oh my, let me get rid of this. Hold on. Preparing the audience for a future event with small crumbs of spoilers. That's all foreshadowing is. You're preparing the audience for a future event. You're casting a shadow over what will actually happen in the future. So if you think about foreshadowing like this, right? Preparing the audience before something happens, giving them spoilers, preparing the audience, giving them a taste of what will happen. It's going to change the way that you view foreshadowing. Because a lot of people think of foreshadowing, oh, I'm just showing a small little piece of something, right? Foreshadowing is essential because the audience can call out BS. So why do you foreshadow? The reason we foreshadow is because audiences can see BS. Audiences are not dumb. They can see when you pulled something out of your butt crack, right? They can tell when something wasn't properly set up. A foreshadow is a setup. It's a setup for something. You're preparing the audience for a future event with small crumbs of spoilers. Thank you for joining the live. Please like the live. We have 17 likes so far. So, how do you foreshadow? So now that we understand what foreshadowing it is, preparing the audience for a future event with small crumbs of spoilers, how do you do it? So how do you foreshadow? Let's talk about it. So the first step to foreshadowing is you know the future. If you're a writer, you must know the future. That's the only way you can foreshadow. You can only foreshadow by preparing. So you have to figure out what is the future event that will happen that you must foreshadow. So you know the future. That might sound simple, but guess what? If you're not the sort of writer that prepares for things in advance, then foreshadowing is going to be hard for you, because how can you foreshadow? How can you prepare the audience for something that you're not prepared for? So if you know that a character is going to die in the future, you need to know that in order to foreshadow. If you know that a war is going to happen, you need to know that in order to foreshadow. If you know that something happened in the past that you're going to reveal later, you need to So if you know that your character is going to turn into a traitor, you need to foreshadow that. So you need to know the future first. You need to prepare first in order to foreshadow. Step number 2. You leave a crumb. So you figure out the future of what is going to happen, and then you leave a crumb of that. So a crumb is a small version of the bigger picture, right? So here's a crumb, and here's the actual bread. So we're only leaving a crumb. We are not leaving the whole piece of bread. Okay? Because what's going to happen when you leave a crumb is what's called an aha moment. Have you ever had an aha moment when you read a story? I'm sure you've had many aha moments. An aha moment is when you say, oh, that's what that meant when I saw that happen. That's why Itachi didn't kidnap Naruto. That's why he didn't let Kisame kill Kakashi. Oh! That only happens when you leave crumbs. And you can only leave crumbs if you know the future. So as a writer, you must be able to know the future. If you don't know the future, then you can't leave crumbs. Okay? For foreshadowing, it helps to have key points of an arc figured out to leave said breadcrumbs. Well, that's exactly what we're talking about. Know the future. All right. So then you get W-kin. Exactly. So then you get that aha moment. You get that moment of like, oh, that's what that meant when that happened. Only when you know that you left the proper crumbs. Okay? The third step to foreshadowing, and this might surprise you, but a great way to foreshadow is to do a plot twist. Now, well, we're gonna save that for another time. Maybe we can talk about plot twists later. But really, this is the key to foreshadowing. We're gonna keep it simple. Foreshadowing, know the future, leave crumbs, and then, last but not least, reveal. After you've set up your crumbs, you set up what actually happened, reveal. And let me tell you a secret. The best way to reveal something you foreshadow is through a plot twist. So, for example, Itachi. Let's keep using him. We got tons of crumbs that Itachi was actually a good guy. We talked about it a moment ago. Itachi didn't kidnap Naruto when he could have. He didn't kill Kakashi. Itachi told Kisame to run away, right? He could have stayed and fight and killed all 3 of them if he wanted to, but he didn't, all 4 of them. And so then we got a plot twist that, wait, Itachi is actually a good guy. So if you're going to foreshadow something, do it as a plot twist, and it is going to shock your audience, and they're going to be like, whoa. So like was said, know the future, leave crumbs, and reveal in a plot twist. And you will shock your audience every time. Just like Ken said, foreshadowing helps to leave key points, know the future. Drop breadcrumbs so that the audience has an aha moment. Reveal and a plot twist. So why is this important? It's important to leave crumbs because, like we said before, the audience can sense BS. They can sense when you pulled something out of your butt crack. So if you don't leave crumbs, then people are going to think you just made that up on the spot. And it might ruin the flow of the story, and your audience will not trust you as much as they did before. So that was great. So now the next thing we're going to talk about is theme, right? So that was the question. Themes. So how do you find your story's theme? How do you find your story's theme? Isn't there long format and short format? It's not really called long format and short format. No, it's called, that's a different from what we're talking about. That's a whole different question, but it's called, well, it's what I like to call it is micro storytelling and macro. Shout out to Mac storytelling. So micro is the scene, like writing a scene, writing a chapter, and then macro is like writing an arc or a storyline. So I think that's what you meant, right? So I gave them the names micro and macro just because it made more sense to me. But yes, so you do break it up in short or long. Bro, just so you know, once you know your theme, it unlocks so much more and guides you, like when Michael helped me, my friend, my theme. W little May May. All right, so themes. How do you find your theme? I created a system, I think it's 4-step system in finding your theme, chat. And I'm telling you, if you use this system to find your theme, it's going to make storytelling way more enjoyable, way more fun for you. So how do you, it's a 3-step system. So how do you find your theme? You ask yourself this question. This is a question you need to ask yourself. What human experience or problem exists? Right? It can be about love. It can be about war. It can be about poverty. It can be about violence. It can be about revenge. That is the first thing you ask yourself. But whatever it is, it should be something that means something to you. Question number 2. What debate is made about that human problem? The debate is about the solution. So let's say, for example, the human problem that we choose is the problem of love. No, let's do the problem of power. What true power is. So let's say, let's expand our canvas here. So let's say the debate that we're having is that power So we're going to split this up into false and true. So false is power is physical strength. And then the true is power is love. Right? So this is how you find your theme. You do what human experience or problem exists. So abuse of power. And then what debate is made about that human problem? The debate is about the solution. So we find a false and a true answer. The false answer is power is physical strength. The true answer is power is love. That is how easy it is to find your theme. So then what do you do next? This is going to shock you. Watch this. This is going to change your perspective of storytelling. It's going to change everything. So what do you do next? Once you've done that, now you have a theme. Now you have a theme for your story, and I'm going to show you how your story is just going to fall together so easily. So easily. So now that you know what you have, your human experience problem, abuse of power, you have your false and your true answer, then guess what? You take the false answer and you make this the problem of the world that your character is in. The world believes that power is physical strength. That's what the world believes. This is what your main character believes at the beginning. The main character at the beginning believes this lie. Remember at the beginning, Naruto believed, hi Chris, hi Chase. Naruto believed that connection and bonds was acting out. That's how you connect with people. He had the false world view. Luffy believed that being a pirate was being super strong and being able to fight whoever you wanted. He had a false world view. Zezamaru believes at the beginning that having worth is having money. He had a false world view. So once you find your theme, everything falls into place. So now what? That means that your main character must learn that true power is love. And he must learn that by the end of the first chapter. And he must continue to learn that all throughout the story. Okay? So your main character, here's an important part. You're not going to find this on a YouTube video. Your main character is the theme. The true answer. So your main character must bring with them this belief that true power is love everywhere they go. So what do you guys think the antagonist, the villain, must believe? Let me know in the chat. What do you think the antagonist or villain should believe? What should the villain believe? If the main character believes that power is love, what do you think the antagonist is going to believe? Love is weakness. Awesome. Love is hate. Awesome. And power is hate. Exactly. He would feel the opposite power, hatred of conquering. Exactly. Love is hate. Real. Love is for the weak. So I'm going to show y'all a very simple way to figure out what the villain believes. The villain always believes the false answer. Don't make it hard on yourself. That's why we give a false and a true answer when we're plotting this out. The villain will always believe the false answer. So remember, Naruto's false answer was that bonding with others means that you do bad things, right? That's how you bond and create connections. Did Madara not do the same thing? He wanted to connect with people through war and conquest and violence. Did Pain not say that the only way to connect with people is through sharing pain? You have to share the same pain, doing bad things to people? Did Zabuza not connect with Haku through evil and bad means? The antagonist, the villain, must believe the false answer, and the protagonist will believe the true answer. Keep it as simple as you can, chat. And I'm telling you, you are going to write a story that is deep, for real. Okay? So that is how you write a theme. Any questions about theme before we move on? Any questions about theme before we move on? Hello, Sherdane. No questions for theme? W chat. What are all these options here? Retouch on. I don't need that. What is this one? Green screen. I can do green screen? Since when? No way. Wait, can you see me? If I do this, can you see me? What? Oh, no. No way. Yo, YouTube just upgraded to a whole new level. Chat. Wow. This changes everything. This absolutely changes everything, chat. Everything. Wow. Michael about to stay on live here. No, for real. I'm gonna be over here. Okay. Because you make way more money here, trust me. On like a live stream, you actually make money for going live. Anyway, okay, so we got it. Now we're gonna do lore, right, chat? So let's do lore. I mean, yes, we're doing the OC thing on here, exactly. That green screen is a game changer. Chat, it's over. It is over, chat. Okay, let's do lore. I'm going to teach you guys how to write lore. And when I tell you that writing lore is so beyond easy that it is going to blow your mind. My story is full of lore. It has captivated people from all around the world. I've been writing lore since I was a little boy. And lore comes naturally to me. So because it comes naturally to me, I found a way to make it as easy as getting up and walking. Okay? Here it is. What's your question, Sebastian? So let's talk about lore. Having good lore can make or break your story. What is lore? Lore is backstory and context that fills your world out. So we talk about the backstory of a character, right? Like Naruto has a backstory, Luffy has a backstory. Lore is the backstory of the world. That's really what it is. Because guess what? The world is a character. The world is a character. Remember I made that video about write your world, do your world building as if it is a character? That's what I'm talking about, chat. So, how do we write lore? What do? We write lore based on what? Who can guess what we write lore based on? We write lore based on blank. On what, chat? Based on what? What do we write lore based on? I got you, Sebastian. We'll do that next. Oh! Good answer, Matthew. But Connor is correct. You rewrite lore based on theme. Great job, Connor. That's why it's so important for us to have done our work on theme. Theme grounds everything that we do. Okay? Everything that we do is going to be grounded by theme. Are you following me, chat? Are you following me? So how do we go about writing lore? The first step I'm going to give you as advice is this. 1, ground your world in an event. You ground your world in one event. One event. What do I mean by that? What's the event that grounded One Piece? The death of Goldie Roger. What's the event that grounded Naruto? The Nine-Tailed Fox attack. Do you see what I'm getting at? What's the event that grounds Avatar? The attack of the Fire Nation. Do you see what I'm getting at? You ground your world and your lore in a single event and watch what happens. You're going to notice that your world is going to bloom full and alive. What is a single event in Zezenmaru? The death of the great merchant, the gold merchant. The kingdoms were split up. 1,000-year war happened. That triggered the events of the current story. So this event triggers the state of the current story. That is how you start writing lore. It is that simple and that easy. Do not overcomplicate it. And you're not going to find this in some YouTube video. Trust me, I looked. Okay. Now what do we do? Oh, you guys didn't think I was going to leave you there, did you? Your next step is so you can go back further than this first event, but we're going to go forward to the current event, right? So then you ask yourself, what happened to the world because of the one event? That's what you ask yourself. And whatever this issue is, that's the world that your main character grows up in. Whatever this answer is the reason why your character is who they are at the start of the story. That's how you begin to write lore. So you ground your world. First, you find a theme. You ground your world in one event. And then you explain why that event informed the current world. Right? And then you frame your protagonist backstory around number 2. So whatever happened in number 2 is the reason why your main character is who they are. That's the basics to figuring out lore. So then what do you do next? What if you need to write more lore? Well, I use something that I like to call the why method. So the why method is a very handy technique, which nobody taught me, but I just use it myself. First, you find an idea. So the idea might be there is a giant head statue half underground in a forest. You find an idea and you ask yourself, why? Why is that giant head statue? Oh, you can't even see. I'm sorry. You find an idea and then you ask yourself, why? Why is that there? And it's that easy. And then you find an answer. You get the answer and then you ask why again. So if the answer is the head statue is there, it's because there used to be giants. Okay, why did there used to be giants? Because aliens came to the planet and mated with humans and created a new race. Okay, why did they come to the planet? Because their planet died. Okay, why did their planet die? Because there's a creature going around eating planets. Okay, why is that creature going around eating planets? Because that creature is angry that somebody destroyed their planet. Okay, why was their planet destroyed? Because there was an intergalactic war. Do you see how easy that was? Just by asking why? You start with an idea and you just keep asking why. That's it. That's how easy it should be. All right, the last answer. Well, first, we got to get to Sebastian. So greed, right? If I have a theme of greed, I need a false answer and I need a true answer, right? So what is my false answer? Greed is the key to happiness. Be greedy. My true answer is greed makes you unhappy. Generosity, which is the opposite of greed. Generosity makes happy. It's that easy. Don't overcomplicate it. You find a false answer and a true answer and you leave it at that. Greed is money and gold. Well, that's not true. I mean, having money doesn't mean you're greedy. Greed is about hoarding things and taking things and being jealous because other people have things that you don't have and not sharing. So the opposite of that is generosity, being willing to share. Greedy people are usually very self-conscious. They're very superstitious that somebody's going to try to steal it. They lack security. A generous person is usually very happy, very secure. So you want to contrast those two themes. Can a story have more than one theme? Yes. Stories should have sub-themes. How do you organize your notes, ideas, and stories for the better flow? Am I struggling with organizing my ideas? Okay. How do you organize your notes, ideas, and stories to flow better? I'm struggling with organizing my ideas and thoughts. I'm going to show you. This is how I organize mine. Hopefully you don't get too big of a spoiler. So here's how I organize mine. I have a Discord server where I save references and notes. I have tons of threads. I have tons of art saved. I can't show you the notes because I don't want to spoil. But this is how I organize things. I use Discord. See all this stuff I have saved? I have all sorts of stuff saved. I have clothes for characters. I have folds for drawing. I have all sorts of stuff saved. So make use of the things available to you for free. What about restoring connections? Okay, so you guys want to do that where you guys tell me your themes and I'll tell you the argument? Okay, so restoring connections. So what is false? True. So the false is connections cannot / should not be restored. What's done is done. The true is that you must fight hard to keep / restore connections. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Don't overcomplicate it. So what's the sub-theme of Zezumaru? I'll show you. So Zezumaru's theme is it's a versus of its value, first of all, and the false and true. So the false of value is that material wealth makes you happy and valuable. That's the false answer in my story. The true answer in my story is that appreciating what you have and who you are makes you happy and valuable. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Thank you. I also thought about using Google Slides and naming the slides and putting links in my Google Docs on each side. I use Google Docs for like my writing stuff. Oh, I use Google Docs heavy. All right, let me scroll back up a little bit. Free bread. Exactly. Greed is money and gold. Greed can be more than material. Exactly. Can a story have more than one theme? So something for Zezimaru. We have a sub-themes of acceptance. We have a sub-themes of friendship. It's a shonen story. Most shonen stories have these two things. Think about it. We have a sub-theme of protecting nature and our responsibility to care for nature. So, you know, definitely do this. It's so good. Real. My theme is life's value and true freedom. Real. So there we have it, chat. I think that's a good place to end it. We just passed the hour mark. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. This was a great stream, great live. I'm so happy we went live. Thank you, Mason, for suggesting it. My first live was going to be the reveal of the winners, but we did a little bit early. So that's cool. I'll be live definitely more, so make sure you turn on notifications so you guys do not miss when I go live. If you have not liked the live, please like the live. We are up to 18 likes, which is awesome. This live will be recorded and posted so that you guys can watch it again if you need it for help for storytelling. So live tomorrow? Yes, I'm going to try to go live tomorrow. I'm going to be live here on YouTube if I do go live, okay? Did you like my submission? I can't comment on that, but I loved all of them. Trust me. I love them all. Okay, I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. You guys are awesome.